What's going on, everyone? Hope you're all having a great day. Anakin vs. Darth Vader is one of the most debated fantasy battles in all of Star Wars, but who would actually win? Let's dive into it. To get a really good idea of who would win this duel, we'll have to look at both Anakin and Darth Vader's fighting styles and personalities to give us some insight into who would really win this hypothetical battle. Also, we'll be comparing both characters in their prime, so we can say Revenge of the Sith Anakin vs. Empire Strikes Back Vader. Anakin was the user of Form 5, the Gem Show variant, which focused on powerful strikes and overpowering your opponent. Anakin was an offensive fighter who used his physical traits such as his mechanical hand to his advantage. He was also a genius in battle, as the Clone Wars really helped him grow as a fighter. Anakin had insane potential as the Chosen One, where if he did reach his full potential he would have far surpassed Darth Sidious. But at this point, he never fully reached it. Anakin was also not great at controlling his own emotions, as we saw him lose his cool and give in to his frustrations and get sloppy when he fought Obi-Wan on Mustafar, which ended up leading to his defeat. On the contrary, when Anakin tapped into his rage when he fought Count Dooku on the Invisible Hands, he was completely able to push back and overpower Count Dooku, who was considered one of the best lightsaber duelists in the entire galaxy at the time. While Anakin was an incredible lightsaber duelist, his force powers were a little bit of a different story. Anakin never truly worked on his force powers to where he was evenly matched with Obi-Wan, who was one of the least force-attuned Jedi in the entire Order when they had their force push battle on Mustafar. One insane feat for Anakin, though, was he was able to use telekinesis to subdue both the son and the daughter at the same time, which was a feat only the Chosen One could do. Overall, Anakin was one of the strongest Jedi of his era and would be a challenge for any opponent he faced. After losing to his former master Obi-Wan on Mustafar, Darth Vader had to overhaul his fighting style from when he was Anakin. Vader now used a variety of lightsaber forms such as Form 2 Makashi, Form 3 Sorsu, Form 5 Genso, and a bit of Form 7 Juyo. Vader was very skilled in the Force with abilities such as telekinesis and Force Shield. While Vader lost a lot of his physical abilities when he was put into the suit, he had to become a master of all aspects in the Force, not just lightsaber combat. Even though his suit was more of a hindrance, this suit also protected Vader from some damage such as lightsaber strikes or even lava. Vader was also a very experienced fighter at this point, not only with all of his battle experience in the Clone Wars, but all of his battles with Jedi post-Order 66, as well as the Rebels during the Galactic Civil War. Vader could be looked at as a more experienced or seasoned Anakin, where Anakin did not have the same level of maturity or emotional control that Vader had. Overall, while even being limited in his suit, Darth Vader is one of the greatest lightsaber duelists we've seen in the entire Star Wars universe. In this duel, I think Anakin would be the aggressor early in the fight, trying to end the battle quickly. But very similar to his battle with Obi-Wan, Anakin would not be able to break the defense of Darth Vader. Anakin would eventually get angry and frustrated, giving into his feelings of rage, and would end up getting sloppy and make some mistakes. Vader would taunt Anakin, calling him a child and that he's not strong enough to protect Padme, or Anakin would eventually make a fatal mistake, leading to his defeat. While I do think this is an interesting fight, Vader would absolutely dominate Anakin. In the comics, we've seen some duels between Anakin and Darth Vader, and Vader won every single time. While Anakin had much more potential and physical gifts, he was overly emotional and wasn't really a mature fighter at this point. While Vader does have some limitations, his mastery in all areas makes him a much more seasoned and mature fighter than Anakin, as well as he has more of an arsenal, you could say, and could adapt to any situation. While if Anakin did reach his full potential, he would easily win. However, Anakin unfortunately never got to that point. So overall, I think Vader would absolutely crush Anakin in this hypothetical battle. This is probably the most debated fight in all of Star Wars. However, Vader just outclasses Anakin in almost every category, as Vader had to become an all-around fighter. Plus, the experience gap is just way too much for Anakin to fully overcome. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.